Hi there, I'm Alex from Southern Ukulele Store, and today we are going to compare 14 concert ukuleles ranging in price from £70 all the way up to £1,850. We'll try and cover everything in between. Let's begin. Okay, the first ukulele today is the Laka VUC30 concert ukulele by Vintage is the guitar brand name, but Laka is their ukulele brand. This ukulele is, depending on where you read online, it changes from a laminate all around to a solid top ukulele. Sometimes classed as sapele, but this is what looks like a mahogany laminate top, back and sides. This one is definitely a laminate. I've had a look inside the sound hole. Perhaps we've got one from an older delivery. So more modern ones may be a solid top. Although my advice really is, if a solid top instrument is important to you and you have a budget of £70, I would throw away your misconceptions, because you're almost certainly going to find that there are better laminates under £100 than solid top instruments. If you do get a solid top, it's probably going to be quite thick and probably stifle the sound slightly. I'm probably wrong. There's probably something out there very good, but certainly in my experience, not necessarily the case. This has a walnut fingerboard and bridge and some really good open back tuners. Much like the Ortega that I featured in the last video, this stands out to us as being one of the better ukuleles under £100 to get you started. Let's play it and see what you think. Okay, this second ukulele today is the Kala KACG. I think this is my favourite ukulele under £100 to recommend to customers coming in. If it's your first ukulele, it kind of ticks all the boxes really. It's pretty. The gloss finish, it kind of peps up the sound a bit on this particular ukulele. You've got a really nice cream binding underneath the gloss. It pops out really. This is a laminate mahogany top, back and sides, with a walnut fingerboard and bridge, much like the Laka before. This has closed back Kala tuners with their new bone synthetic nut and saddle. Yeah, a really popular ukulele, this one. Let's see what you think. Okay, this lovely ukulele is a bit of a new one here at SUS. This is the Cordoba, back to that again. The Cordoba COR15 CME. So this is a sunburst top on a, I believe, laminate mahogany top, back and sides. They might class it as sapele. This has another walnut fingerboard, and this one has a cheeky little rosewood bridge. I don't know if we're supposed to notice that. Or it could even be a synthetic material. I will put that at the bottom here. I should have checked before I started recording. Once again, those really nice open back tuners that are really reliable at this price. This has got a satin finish, unlike the Kala we've just done. It does still have the binding, as well as a bound fingerboard, which is a nice touch because you can see the dots in the dark, which is something not a lot of people think about before they start playing. But yeah, this is a great uke. Oh, and you can plug it into an amp. It has a small passive pickup, so there's a volume tone inside the sound hole there, which you won't be able to see, and a jack socket. So you plug in there, and away you go. I'm going to play it the wrong way around though, but you get the drift. See what you think. Okay, this next ukulele, another really popular model. It's a bit different. This is the Snail UKC 480E, which is a laminate zebra wood top, back and sides. It has that cream binding again, which we discussed in our frequently asked question video. You find a lot on cheaper ukuleles because it cuts down manufacturing time. But what a bonus, eh? It looks better. If you just have an unbound top, back and sides on something like this, it can start to look like a bit of an Andy Warhol piece of art. So yeah, the snail ukuleles have the benefit of an ebony fingerboard and bridge. Everything else around this price nowadays comes with walnut, or sometimes if you're lucky, rosewood. But yeah, the walnut fingerboard and bridges on the other instruments, they can look a little bit insipid in the context of the wood, but this nice dark fingerboard, it feels nicer, it sounds a bit better. You should notice an improvement. Anyway, this has the closed back tuners, Snail's own brand ones, really good quality, probably the same as the KoAloha ones, and bone nut and saddle, I think. Anyway, let's give it a play and see what you think. Okay, this next model is very popular at the moment. It's very new. It was announced, I believe, at the beginning of this year, 2018, at the NAMM show. This is the Ohana CK14CL, which is Cynthia Lin, the very popular ukulele player and teacher's signature Ohana ukulele. So, what makes this different to other Ohanas? What makes it a signature model? Well, first of all, you might notice the decorative flower inlay, which is really, really pretty. It's quite subtle as well. It's not one that jumps off the page at you until you look at it closely. This model is laminate mahogany top, back and sides. It has the Ovencoal fingerboard and bridge, which is a nice middle ground between the walnut that KoAloha use and rosewood. Certainly this is an elegant solution to the rosewood problem that we currently have. This is Grover tuners on this, so a step up on the tuners, and quite different to other Ohanas, this ukulele comes with Worth strings. We talked at length in other videos about fluorocarbon, Nile gut, etc. But Cynthia prefers these strings. I don't know if it's because they're slightly thinner, which a beginner might prefer. The Ukuleles can feel quite clunky, but that's a whole 30-minute video. Let's not talk about that now. You have the side dots. You don't have dots on the top, but the important ones so that you can see when you're playing are there, and a nice black binding there as well. Anyway, this ukulele also, for around £150, comes with a really nice padded gig bag. It's the first ukulele on this list today that comes with anything other than kind of a dust cover. But yeah, give it a try, see what you think. I can really endorse that. This feels like a step up from the ukes I've played so far. Okay, this ukulele is the Ohana CK39. This is another fairly new model. I believe this was launched the year before last at the NAMM show, but only really found its way over here in the UK and Europe towards the middle of this year. I think we had a couple of sample models, but yeah, this is Ohana's take on the vintage Martin sort of style 3 ukulele. They've got some subtle changes. You know, the Martin style 3 has kind of more of a pronounced curve on the little maple cap there, but this is a fantastically faithful reproduction of something that you can't buy new. And I think Ohana should be applauded for this, because the only other option would be a Kawaya KTS7, which is considerably more, probably 4 times the price of this ukulele at the moment. So this is about £275 as of the end of 2018 here in the UK. This has the Ovencoal fingerboard and bridge, although this is another one of those kind of in-between ukuleles that clearly has an Ovencoal fingerboard with a rosewood bridge. Yeah, all solid mahogany. My favourite bit's the stripe up the fingerboard. I'd love to see more people do that. If you're a ukulele manufacturer and you really want me to be your friend, please can you do some kind of stripe up the fingerboard for me. Anyway, one of my favourite ukuleles at this price, and one I'm glad to feature. See what you think. Okay, this next ukulele is the Eastman EU3C, which is their concert ukulele. Now, we are jumping up in price a little bit now from the Ohana. The Ohana at just under £300 is a Chinese-made solid mahogany ukulele. This is the same, but this is close to £500. The differences are subtle, but they are there. The Eastmans are made the old-fashioned way, so whereas something like an Ohana or a Kala or a Laka will be made kind of on a production line and they'll be making a quantity at a certain time, Eastman are a much smaller team of workers. They're using nitrous cellulose finishes. They're taking a little bit more time on their instruments to get them off the production line, and they're made in much smaller numbers. This also comes in a really nice, very deluxe looking hard case, kind of vintage style hard case. But if you look at the quilt on the mahogany as well, or certainly if you can't use the word quilt, the kind of flame and strike-y nature of it, this is just a really nice looking instrument. It's got a kind of classic violin burst finish. The Grover tuners, much like some of the other ukuleles we've tried here. A bone nut and saddle. Yeah, a great ukulele. I really hope you like it too. Let's give it a play. Okay, this next ukulele is the Maton Con-E, or C-O-N-E. This is all solid blackwood. Blackwood is the Australian derivative of acacia, so this ukulele being made in Australia, the best way to describe it and to give you an idea of what to expect without playing it yourself is that this is the Australian equivalent of a solid koa ukulele. So this is very Australian in heritage. There's just a lot to love about these ukuleles. The Matons feel a little bit heavier than some of the other ukuleles, certainly at this price point where they start to get lighter. But they have a real nice resonance to them. Like when you hold them to your body, you feel every note you're playing. I've always liked that about these, and you don't get that with quite so many ukuleles. The satin finish doesn't really feel like a finish at all. You can kind of feel the wood through it. It's another thing to love about it. It feels very pure. It has some really nice deluxe go-to tuners as well. But an Australian-made ukulele over here in the UK is never going to be cheap because that's a long way to travel, and I do think that reflects slightly in the price. The B-band pickup is quite an expensive pickup as well. I think this system costs £150 sometimes. The acoustic model of this instrument is considerably cheaper. But you do have a very good B-band system there with a built-in tuner and a tone. The ukulele is ready for anything really. If you're a professional player and you need something that you can go out and play for the next 20 years, this is as good as anything at any price really. I really like Maton. They don't have the biggest profile over here in the UK, certainly. Other parts of Europe may know Maton better than we do over here, but if you do get an opportunity to try one, don't pass up on it. This might be just what you're after and you never knew it. The Con-E. Okay, this next ukulele is the most unique on the list today. This is the Romero Concert ST. It's the concert equivalent of the tiny tenor ukulele that we love here at SUS. It's like a reverse pineapple ukulele really. But this one in particular, and the mango ones we've seen so far, they look just fantastic. I mean, look at that. You could draw a map of the world on that and it would be just as detailed as the real thing. Yeah, so all solid mango. They're using an ebony fingerboard and bridge. There's a really lovely abalone rosette around the sound hole. The reduced scale and headstock are to enable you to travel with this ukulele, much like the KoAloha Travel Uke, but in a different vein. The concert size, as of the end of 2018, is the most expensive. It's more expensive than the tenor, I think because it's a new instrument. So the concert is going to set you back about £700 right now. It doesn't come with a case. They are making cases, so they should be available early next year. So if this video is being watched in 2019, I'm sorry to date it for you. But yeah, a lovely ukulele with a gloss neck as well. I think, other than the KoAloha KACG right down at about £100, this is the first uke with a gloss neck, and I for one love a gloss neck because you'll see ukes slipping down during videos, but I find that it helps me grip and stay in place. Anyway, let's give it a play and see what you think. Also, this one has a low G. I think, with the exception of... No, this is the only ukulele on this list with a low G today, so prepare your ears for that. Okay, this next ukulele today is the KoAloha KTC1. So this is KoAloha's entry-level Japanese-made solid wood instrument. They now do a range of Chinese-made ukuleles that are a bit cheaper, but this is their real McCoy. The thing to love about KoAloha is that they take the old Martin style and then faithfully reproduce it in a way that you can't get from Martin now unless you pay probably upwards of £2,000–3,000. So to get something for just under £700 as of late 2018 in the UK, it's just something to be admired really. The finish on a KoAloha, and I don't say this lightly, in 10 years of selling these, I've never played one that was bad. I've never played one that had an issue with the finish. They are just so carefully crafted, and it's clear that whoever is making these really cares about what they're making. Much in the same vein as Eastman, you really do feel like the build quality justifies the price that you might not find with some other instruments that have a lot of fancy binding or something that will drive the cost up, like a slotted headstock or a cutaway, or all those little features. This is back to basics, but the basics done to the best of one's ability. So modern KoAlohas have ebony fingerboards, and this one looks like it has a tulip wood bridge, but it's not uncommon for them to have an ebony bridge as well. There is a bit of a transition period happening right now as I record this video, because KoAlohas have always come with rosewood fingerboards and bridges like the old Martins would. But there is a sense of, we want these to be taken around the world, and the CITES issues have kind of forced their hand to change. Modern KoAlohas also come with planetary tuners, these Goto planetary tuners, so they look the part, but you have the benefit of the geared mechanisms, so it's much easier to keep these in tune. Yeah, traditionally one of my favourite ukuleles, KoAloha. You'll have seen me rave about them in other videos, but I think this is the first time we featured a concert. Let's see what you think. Okay, this next ukulele is the unforgettable KoAloha Naupaka Concert Ukulele. Why does it look so strange, you ask? Well, this ukulele is designed to offer the best of both worlds. The two very famous Hawaiian sounds, one much more famous than the other, is koa and mango. Now, KoAloha clearly like koa, they put it in their name. And they love mango as well, because as of 2018 there are standard mango models, and they are fantastic as well. I think I even featured one in the previous video comparing concert ukes. The Naupaka is the best of both worlds in that they have taken the koa and mango and split the top, split the sides, and then split the back. So what you are left with is an instrument that has the kind of, I want to say, the bubbly tinge of koa, but it also has a little bit more of a restrained kind of natural mellowness to it. KoAlohas are bright and bubbly. If you let them go, they are the loudest thing on the planet. So it's nice to have an instrument that reins that in slightly and gives you something with a bit more of a mature sound. That's the best way I can describe it. But yeah, KoAloha, the Naupaka. See what you think. Okay, so our penultimate ukulele of the day is a Kanile'a K1CE. Now, I featured this the other day in a ukulele video looking at concerts made of koa. I'm going to click back in after the phone stops ringing. Honestly, who rings a shop for 2.5 minutes before they open? Anyway, so yeah, this is all solid Hawaiian koa, top, back and sides. This is the natural finish as opposed to the satin or the silk finish. This natural finish, it feels more pure. Like we've looked at some other ukuleles today that are gloss and they have a kind of natural bright sound to it. Kanile'a are definitely guilty of having a very bright sound when you look at the gloss finishes. The natural finish, it loses a bit of that, which is a good thing if you're a mellow player. This has the ebony fingerboard and bridge, hence the E in the title K1CE. And this is a pin bridge with these excellent 2-on-a-plate tuners. I love these. I want these on more instruments. Yeah, the synthetic bone nut and saddle. I've talked about Kanile'as at length, including videos spotlighting just these with other Hawaiian koa ukuleles. I suggest you check them out if you want more info. But yeah, let's give it a play and see what you think. Okay, the final ukulele of the day today is the Kamaka HF-2D. So this is Kamaka's Deluxe Concert Ukulele. This particular one as well is the last of the 2016 100th anniversary models that we have. It arrived quite late in 2017, to tell you the full story, because we were waiting for CITES permits to come through for other ukuleles in that delivery. So this sat on Kamaka's shelf for the best part of 8 or 9 months before it found its way to us. So we're very lucky to have an anniversary ukulele here. This has the Goto planetary tuners, but unlike any other I've seen, this has the black shaft with the white plastic buttons. Looks cool, modern and traditional at the same time. Gotta love that. This has their deluxe koa solid top, back and sides. Ebony fingerboard and bridge with the rope binding which is one of my favourite things. Absolutely love rope binding. But yeah, is this ukulele worth 20 times more than the price of a Laka VC30? Let's find out. The softer you play this, the more it gives you. The harder you play it, the less you get out of it. That doesn't happen with any other ukulele except Kamaka. Okay, so there's 14 concert ukuleles documented for all of you. Which was your favourite? Which one didn't you like? What was your top 3? What should we feature in the future? There's so many questions. Please comment, like, subscribe even. Share it with your friends. Share it with your uke group. Do what you need to do. Get in touch either way. If you want to email me, it's shop@southernukulelestore.co.uk. If you want to call us up, it's 01202 430 820. I'm not going to lie, I love doing these videos, guys. I love to do more of them. What haven't we featured? What have we got in stock that you're seeing on the website that I have not made a video on yet? I'd love to know. Please get in touch soon. Anyway, I'm Alex and I'll see you again soon.